Hello students, let us take up the third example of IUPAC nomenclature. This is the compound for which we are going to write the IUPAC name. What is the first step? The first step is to identify your parent chain. Parent chain is the longest chain of carbon atom. We have learned that the longest chain of carbon atom or the parent chain should necessarily contain doubly bonded and triply bonded carbon atom. So in this compound, this part should be certainly present in the parent chain. Okay, so let me start marking the longest carbon chain from here itself. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This straight chain contains 6 carbon atoms. Let me try another chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, this chain is certainly longer than the straight chain. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a smaller chain. Okay, so with some trial and error, I certainly found out that this is my longest carbon chain in the compound. Okay. The next step is to count the number of carbon atoms in the longest carbon chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 carbon atoms in the parent chain. Okay, so what will be the word root or the root word? What will be the root word? The root word would be hept. What will be the root word? The root word will be hept. Okay. 7 carbon atoms in the parent chain, root word is hept. The next part is numbering. Numbering the parent chain. How you can number the parent chain either from this end or from this end. So while numbering, the active part, that is the double bond and the triple bond, will always get the lowest possible number as preferred to the branches. So there are 2 branches. This is the first example wherein we have got a compound having more than 1 branches. Okay, so there are 2 branches in the compound. So we'll start numbering from this end because it is closest to the triple bond. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. After numbering, what we do is we write the primary suffix. Now since there is carbon-carbon triple bond in the compound, the primary suffix will be "-ine". In the previous example, we had learned that when the primary suffix is "-ine" and "-ine", we have to also write the locant. Locant is the number which indicates the position of this triple bond. For double bond and triple bond, you have to write that number at which the double bond or the triple bond starts. So the triple bond here starts at the first carbon. So I will write 1-ine. Okay. Now coming to the prefix. The prefix is the name given to the branches. Now there are 2 branches. This branch is a 1 carbon atom containing hydrocarbon branch or CH3 group. CH3 group is called as methyl group. What is it called? It is called as methyl group. This methyl group is bonded to, is present at the 3rd carbon atom. So 3-methyl is 1 branch and there is one more methyl group present at the 5th carbon atom. At the 5th carbon atom. Now while writing IUPAC name, when a particular phrase gets repeated more than 1 time, it is used more than 1 time, then you tend to use a common word for both of them. Okay, and how will you write a particular common word for both these groups? These 2 are 2 methyl groups present at 3rd and 5th carbon atom. Okay, so for 2 methyl groups, I will write the name of the group as dimethyl. Okay, so we have used some prefix like di to indicate that there are 2 methyl groups. So when there are 2 similar groups, we use prefixes like, now these are not the prefixes. I am not talking about this prefix. These are prefixes which are used in the prefix itself. Okay, to indicate the presence of more than 1 group. Okay, so di is a prefix used when there are 2 groups, 2 similar groups. When there are 3 similar groups, we use tri. tetra when there are 4 similar groups, penta when there are 5 similar groups, tetra, penta, hexa, hepta, like that. Okay. So if there would have been 5 methyl groups as branches bonded to 5 or 2 or more carbon atoms, then we would have written pentamethyl. Now that there are 2 methyl groups, I have written dimethyl. Okay. Now these 2 methyl groups are present at 3rd and 5th carbon atom. So I will write 3, 5 dimethyl. Okay. So while writing IUPAC name, remember whenever you write 2 numbers besides each other, you put a comma. To separate a number from an alphabet, you put a hyphen. Okay. So we have named this part. We have named the active part. We have also named the branches. So what is next is nothing but writing the complete IUPAC name. Writing the IUPAC name. Okay. Now what will be the IUPAC name? First of all, we write the prefix. The prefix is 3,5-dimethyl. 3,5-dimethyl hep. Hep 1 I. Prefix, root word, and then primary suffix. 3,5-dimethyl hep 1 I. This is the name of the compound. Is this thing clear? Is this thing clear? Yes. We will be taking one more example. So let us go. If this is understood, let us go to the 4th example of IUPAC nomenclature. Sorry. This is your compound. Okay. Now in this compound, first of all, we'll have to mark the longest carbon chain. Okay. We'll have to mark the longest carbon chain. Now these are the prefixes used for branches. Okay. Okay. Now here the active part is the double bond. So the longest carbon chain must certainly contain this carbon-carbon double bond. So I will start from this carbon atom. Okay, I start from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 carbon atom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 carbon atom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So for me, this seems to be the longest carbon chain. You can try out many other possibilities. Try to mark as many longer carbon chains as possible. Okay, so this is my longest carbon chain. How many carbon atoms does it contain? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It contains 7 carbon atoms. So the root word will be again hept. Okay. Next part is numbering. The numbering should begin from the end which is closest to the double bond. So I will number from this end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Remember, we are numbering the carbon atoms of the parent chain only. Okay. Now primary suffix is the name given to double bond, triple bond, or at times when there is no double bond or triple bond, you have to name the single bond. Okay. So here there are double bond. There is double bond present in the compound, and it starts at the 2nd carbon atom. So I will write the primary suffix as 2E. Okay. Now let me go to the prefixes. Prefix is the name given to the branches. So there are 4 branches to this compound. There are 4 branches in this compound. Okay. Now first branch, there is this methyl branch present at the 4th carbon atom. One more methyl branch. also present at the fourth carbon. At the fifth carbon atom, there is one methyl group, and again at the sixth carbon atom there is this methyl. Now methyl word. This word is getting repeated many times, so you can write a common word for all of this. Okay, how will you write that common word? You have already learned, since the methyl word is getting repeated 4 times, the prefix, in the prefix, inside the prefix we are going to use another prefix, that is tetra. So tetramethyl is the prefix used. At what positions are the 4 methyl groups present? 4, 4, 5, 6. So 4, 4, 5, 6. Tetramethyl is the prefix. Okay. So what will be the IUPAC name? IUPAC name will be, I'll write the IUPAC name here. IUPAC name. It is 4, 4, 5, 6, T capital, tetramethyl. First we have written the prefix. I hope this is clearly visible. I will write it slightly down and also big. 4, 4, 5, 6, tetramethyl. Okay. What is the root word? Root word is hep dash 2E. Hep dash 2E. So this will become the IUPAC name of this compound. Is it okay? I hope this concept of double bond containing, triple bond containing compound and also more than one branches is clear. Now by far we have been taking up examples of only methyl branch. Hereafter we will be dealing with some bigger branches also. Okay. I hope this part is very clear. We'll take up more examples. We'll also introduce the topic of functional group and try to name the compounds containing functional group. Okay. So till then, keep studying, keep practicing IUPAC nomenclature. The more you practice, the more you'll become confident about it. Okay? Okay. Keep studying.